11 Sports and For the Fans welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Good evening. We come to you live, ladies and gentlemen, from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. 94 degrees and sunny here in South Dakota as we prepare for Week 6 SFL action, the home of the Sparrows, as they welcome the Tulsa Desperados to town for football, coming to you live on 11 Sports and For the Fans. I'm Andy Hamilton. Joining me tonight in the commentary booth is Benji Matson right here at Liberty Park. Benji, it's going to be a good one tonight.
Good evening, Andy. What a difference a week makes in the SFL. Let me tell you what, this time a week ago, we were talking about the Sioux Falls Sparrows as possibly being the #1 team in the SFL, led by Cannonball Colin Hart. And that offensive line paving the way for the league's #1 rushing offense. But of course, that was before they got taken out behind the woodshed last week by Fort Worth. The Toros winning 51-17 at home. Sioux Falls had to regroup this week and now are playing at home. They're glad to be home against Tulsa. And what about Tulsa? This is the team that can't win without their star, without Gabriel Manning. And what did they do last week? When Gabriel Manning went down to an injury, they won. They figured out a way to win last week against the pesky Las Vegas Fury. So I think this is going to be a great matchup today. On paper, it might look a bit lopsided, but I think the score is going to be much closer than we anticipate today between Tulsa and Sioux Falls. I'm looking for a ground it, pound it out type of game. Going to be very physical. Both teams looking to insert their will early on in this game. It's going to be a good one, Andy. Looking forward to it.
Yes, sir, indeed it will. 562 miles lie between these two franchises. The Desperados traveling about 9 hours north here to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, wearing white jerseys, the hometown Sparrows in gray, and we are underway live from Liberty Park. Return is deep, and Gabriel Manning will not even tempt fate with that one. He'll take a knee, and out comes the Tulsa Desperados offense. Let's run you through that unit. Deacon Nickens, the quarterback, stands 6'6", and is number 7. Sanzo Robinson, the halfback. Corey Jones, DJ Hume, and Gabriel Manning, along with Anthony Mosley, are the receiving threats, and the line, the center, Finley James, and the guard, Michael Potter. They will start with 2 in the backfield. Nickens under center will give to Robinson. Robinson right up the middle for a quick 5.
Sanzo Robinson is going to be one of the Tulsa keys to this game today. I think this week they watched the tape on that film, the Sparrows last week, and how their defense couldn't quite stop Fort Worth on the ground. So I think that possibly this week Tulsa was talking about what they got to do to win this game today, and I'm pretty sure they talked about Sanzo Robinson leading the charge today a little bit.
5 games in, Tulsa touts the 19th best offense. They give to Robinson again, that time wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Nathan Barnett, the free safety, up there to help on the play. And this Tulsa team will have to get the offense going, Benji, like you were saying.
Yeah, through their games this year, they've kind of been middle of the pack offensively. They've had to lean a little bit on that pass game with Gabriel Manning. But Sanzo Robinson's going to prove today that he's a totally capable back to carry a team on his shoulders.
3rd and 5, trying to keep this drive alive. Nickens, deep shot, picked off, intercepted by Sioux Falls. They end that drive right there at midfield. It's taken away by Terrell Davis.
Terrell Davis, 1 interception before that one today, so now 2 on the season. Opportunistic here, just read that route perfectly, stay between his receiver and the man. That unfortunately starts the game off eerily for Deacon Nickens. He committed 5 interceptions, turned the ball over 5 times in their game last week, and that was one of the areas they wanted to clean up as they came into this game today. Limit those turnovers, especially when you're playing a team as powerful as the Sioux Falls Sparrows.
Hometown Sparrows enter the game 3-2, touting the number 12 defense, which gets a takeaway for the offense on the opening drive. Here is Jalen Wells, the fullback, up the middle for 2.
He starts the game off with a carry off the bat, Beanie Wells. We see the fullback here for the Sparrows get involved heavily in the game. I think he's averaging actually over 10 carries on the ground from that fullback spot, proving to be a nice compliment to Cannonball Colin Hart.
These Sparrows like to run the ball, a power football team if you've ever seen one. Julian Tyree, their quarterback, the least amount of attempts in the SFL this year. Here's the give to Hart, left side, Hart. First down yardage and a little bit more.
We see that he is a powerful player here on this first run of the game. Last week, it took him a while to get started, but he started running amok in that second half, and that's what Sioux Falls wants to do here today early. They need to get him running downhill early in this game. 2 running plays on these first 2 downs. Pick up a first down, 1st and 10. We know we want to see them get Colin Hart the ball often and early today.
Now a bunch formation. Tyree under center will look to sling this one. Fires down to the near side. Caught. And that's short of the line to gain. A.J. Warren, though, makes a nice grab.
Yeah, that was a nice grab indeed. Did a great job holding on to that ball as he got sandwiched there between a few defenders. Had a good game last week at the wide receiver position for Sioux Falls. Caught 3 balls for 47 yards. Kind of a workman-type day for the receiver on the Sparrows team.
4-3 look out of this Tulsa defense here. They only need a few inches to move the chains. They will give to Hart up the middle, and Hart has the first down yardage. He'll pick up 2. And when we look at Colin Hart's numbers, 6.7 yards per carry, Benji, 2nd in the SFL.
Yeah, those are great numbers. And Sioux Falls this year has been tearing it up on the ground, breaking big plays, so that yards per carry number, it looks pretty steep, but it's not necessarily inflated. They are just doing a great job of running the ball this year, and Colin Hart is at the heart of this rushing attack.
Dusty Wilson, the guard, also a major benefactor to that rush game. Here is Warren again, his 2nd grab of the day. And Benji, I talked to you a little bit before this broadcast about how Sioux Falls really runs their offense through Gunnar Lewis. Lewis has 6 touchdowns this season, and Nate Heslep going to be guarding him today one-on-one. Really a nice battle to watch, but so far it's been Warren.
That would definitely be a good matchup to watch here today for sure.
Split backs on 2nd and 3. Wells up the middle. Wells has first down yardage to the 16, and the running game for Sioux Falls on this drive proving true.
Yeah, they're running this run out of the same position here where they're able to hand the ball off, and they're kind of switching carries between Wells and Hart on this little dive play. It spells one running back, gives the other one a chance to get some action, keeping both sets fresh here on this first drive, but want to make sure these 2 running backs touch the ball often here early.
Combined for 30 carries last week in their loss to Fort Worth. Here is Tyree going to take a deep shot, and that is out of the back of the end zone. A touchdown saving play by the out-of-bounds line on the back. They were trying to find Lewis. As we talked about, their big play threat.
Absolutely. When they're down in the red zone, they need someone to reel in a pass. This connection between Julian Tyree and Gunnar Lewis has been there all season. We had mentioned the number of passing touchdowns that Gunnar Lewis, the stunner, has brought in. He's that target that Tyree is looking for when they get in the red zone.
That'll set them up 2nd and 10 here at the 16, and that's going to be Tyree up the middle. Hey, you got a fullback, you got a running back, and you got a dual threat quarterback as well. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. Julian Tyree scored a rushing touchdown this year on the season. He leads the league from the quarterback position in rushing yards. He's approaching 50 yards on the ground this year. Doesn't sound like a lot for a quarterback in the SFL, but those are effective rushing yards when you can impact the game like that from the quarterback spot on the ground.
Here is another throw. Tyree on 3rd and 9, fires to the back of the end zone. Oh, they're going to say he's in. Gunnar Lewis battens down the hatches and puts 6 on the board for the Sparrows. The question is, will it count?
They come right back here to the stunner in the back of the end zone. This time he's able to get his feet down. We'll see if they review this play, but they go right back to their main target here in the red zone. They've had such great success with him so far this year. That's touchdown number 7 for the stunner. He is just the go-to guy when they need a pass completion in the red zone. Great play, great connection by Tyree to Lewis.
They're going to say he dragged both of those feet. Might have got the knee down, too. I thought the catch might have been a little late, but no challenge coming from Tulsa. The kick is on the way, and it is 7-0 Sparrows on top here in the first. We'll be right back. It's the SFL on 11 Sports and For the Fans.
last week.
Back here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, after an interception to end Tulsa's drive, the Sioux Falls Sparrows jump in front with a strong drive from their offense, and that puts them up in front. Gabriel Manning will take a knee, and Benji, we were talking at the break about how important that touchdown on third down might just be.
Last week, Sioux Falls Sparrows were playing a little bit of comeback in that game against the Toros, but in particular, they had one fantastic drive deep in Toro territory, and an unfortunate turnover there on a pass completion from Tyree to Big Al Dillapre was ruled a fumble. They had to cough that ball off in the red zone. It was just a difficult play to stomach at that time in the game for Sioux Falls.
4 wide here. Deacon Nickens has thrown once. It was picked. He's going to throw again, and that'll fall incomplete. Pressure coming in for the Sparrows. This front line and linebacking unit, not anything to be undervalued.
Yeah, this defense is known this year for playing stout defense. They don't necessarily have to be on the field a lot because their offense sustains long drives and keeps them on the bench resting. But this defense is known to be very opportunistic and will take the ball away when you give it to them like a good defense does, but they're used to getting teams off the field early in drives.
3 wide receivers wide, 2nd and 10 for Nickens. He's 0 for 2 today. Going to take another deep shot to Manning, and it's picked off again. The same play, and there's a convoy down the right sideline. The Sparrows to the house. Touchdown, Sioux Falls. A pick 6, and I think it's Terrell Davis again.
To the end zone, Terrell Davis. Fantastic play, second interception on the day by the cornerback. He just does the exact same thing. He reads that play, that ball coming right out of Deacon Nickens' hands, and just sets up perfectly, kind of posting up that receiver, if you will, borrowing a term from basketball, if you will. And that's just a fantastic play on the run back, opportunistic. This is the start that Tulsa did not want coming in here playing on the road. And for Sioux Falls, this is the perfect start after last week's game. They're the team taking the ball away. They're the team scoring points early in this game. Fantastic start here at home for the Sparrows.
An incredible turn of events here as Sioux Falls, after an opening drive that goes all the way to the end zone for 6, they add a pick 6 to their resume and go up 14-0. And you see the kapows throughout the chat. And if you want to chat with owners, coaches, and players in the FTF Next Twitch chat, just head over to twitch.tv/FTF Next. You can do so on your cellular or computer device. You can meet players you're watching on the screen today. You can also get involved, but either way, you're going to witness the passion of the community and follow along with all the action amongst the most dedicated SFL players, coaches, and owners. The FTF Next Twitch chat at twitch.tv/FTF Next. One of the best communities in football. Well, not the start Deacon Nickens wanted, Benji. This Tulsa team likes to sling the ball around the field. So far, 0 for 3 with 2 picks.
Yeah, 7 picks now going back to this week and last week combined, and that's just not a winning formula here in the SFL. Deacon Nickens has got to watch where he's going with this ball and sustain this drive.
3-2 look out of the defense. Deacon Nickens, nice underneath ball. That's the first completion for Tulsa. Good enough for a first down.
Yeah, good play over the middle just to get some positive yardage on that first down. Corey Jones, KJ reels that ball in, picks up the first down for Tulsa. This is exactly what they need to do now. Down 14 points early in this game. 2 pairs of interceptions. Deacon Nickens completes the safe pass, moves the chains here, and now they can begin to get back into the game plan that they had wanted to run coming into this game today.
Going to throw again. Nickens. Oh, nice little turn route there. They were trying to get Manning going, and I definitely understand giving him the ball, whether he's going to lose a yard or not. Get him involved, get him an early catch in this game.
Yeah, get your stars involved early. That's a great strategy at any point in the game today. And we know that Gabriel Manning has the ability, the star power to turn the tide of a game in an instant. So it's a great idea early in this game to get this ball to your stars at Gabriel Manning on the outside.
That'll set them up for 2nd and 11. Nickens going to fire again. Quick outs there. That one's caught by the receiver Hume, and they're actually going to give him extra yardage there on a late hit.
DJ Hume had the 4 catches for 28 yards last week. We'll see what the call here is officially.
Number 91, defense.
We would be remiss, Benji, if we did not mention that there is 11-mile-per-hour winds today here in Sioux Falls. We believe, and I'll have to check the little flags on top of the field goals, that it is at the backs of the Sioux Falls Sparrows coming into the face of Deacon Nickens and this Tulsa Desperados team, which could have affected those two throws.
Thank you, Andy, for that weather update. That's good information to know as we move forward in this game.
Here is Nickens, going to fire underneath. Ooh, it does not get more dangerous than that, chucking it right there in front of Jose Fuentes. And you might think, oh, it's not bad. You're just tossing it in front of a linebacker. Fuentes, 2 picks this year as a linebacker. Dangerous, Benji.
Yeah, what Jose Fuentes' mindset is to bring the hammer on defense. And that's exactly what he did on that play. He brought the hammer, almost knocked that ball loose. He's always looking to make a big hit from that linebacker spot.
Fuentes, 3rd season in the gold and black. Here is Nickens going to take a deep shot again. And, oh, Manning plays a little bit of defense there. Terrell Davis would have burned this house down if he would have picked that one off.
At some point today, if you're Tulsa and this connection to Manning on the outside doesn't work out, you're going to have to stop going to the well, as they say. Like, maybe they need to look. He's done a good job, Deacon Nickens has, of getting the other receivers involved here early. You might want to continue to do so. He did not have the right play on the outside at that time. It almost cost him.
Press man here coming out of Sioux Falls on an important 3rd and 7 to keep this drive alive. Nickens going to take a deep shot down the middle of the field. Interception again. That one is taken away by Jay Ringgold.
3rd interception here in this first quarter for Deacon Nickens. All of them trying to force this ball into the playmaker, Gabriel Manning here. It's just, I'm not quite sure what's happening here. If the ball's just fluttering a little bit in the air, but for whatever reason, these defensive backs are just keying in on this. And the second this ball is thrown, they are able to get in the perfect position to knock that ball out of the air. This Sparrows defense is feasting on Deacon Nickens right now.
Threw 5 interceptions last week, has 14 on the season coming into the game, has 3 through the first 3 drives. But last week, the win with 5, Benji. So, hey, keep slinging that ball, young man. Here is Colin Hart off the right side to the 39. What a run.
Yeah, and right back to the power run game. We see student body left here by the Sparrows. They're going to do this a lot today. Student body left, student body right. We're going to get used to seeing this run here. We got the offensive lineman pulling out in front for Colin Hart, and he doesn't need too much help here. He pulverizes a couple defenders on another long run for Colin, just upping that rush average, as he seems to do every time he touches the ball. 3 carries on the day, already 28 yards. Workman's like start for Colin Hart here on the ground.
Here is the shotgun snap to Tyree. Tyree, quick out route to here to Hart. Hart with a mismatch on the linebacker. Nice little matchup there on the outside, and he is able to pick up the first down to the 48.
Colin Hart's such a powerful, talented back. I think this is a piece of the puzzle that quite frankly, if the Sparrows can introduce a little bit more of this, getting the ball out to their all-star in the flat on some swing passes, get him involved more in the passing game, he could be an even more deadly weapon. Sioux Falls is known for this power run game with Colin Hart from the running back spot, but it can't hurt to get him more involved in the passing game too.
Bunch formation here. Tulsa showing a little bit of man here. Heslep is on the bottom of your screen if you're looking for him. He misses on the bump, and here is Tyree going to sling it underneath. Wide open receiver. That is caught. First down yardage to the 34.
Good catch there over the middle by the receiver from Sioux Falls, bringing that one in. Sets up another first down for the Sparrows. Their ball's really moving here. The Tulsa Desperados defense had one defensive touchdown. The defense has been on the field a lot here today, and the Sparrows is sustaining another drive.
Here is Tyree going to sling down to this near side. Caught and out of bounds. A.J. Warren, good for 6. And they're spreading the ball out a little bit more, Benji. Julian Tyree coming into the game, the least amount of attempts by any SFL quarterback, and he's already thrown quite a few today. He's already up to 7.
I think this is a good thing to see out of the Sparrows. We think I saw last week in their game, maybe they got a bit too dependent. Live and die by Colin Hart has been their motto maybe this year, and I think it cost them a little bit last week. You want to see the quarterback throw the ball a bit more for the Sparrows.
Tyree going to dump it out to Hart with a blocker in front. Block is secured, and that is a first down run to the 20. Getting out there in front to make the block was Cooper Colston, the guard. Gotta love when a big guy gets out wide.
Absolutely, and it feels good, too, to be one of those big guys out there, getting out and making that block, springing your all-star running back for a first down or a big gain. That always makes you feel good as a big hoss on the line.
And we want to make sure we thank our stats guys in the booth, Tom Rahman and Rochelle Colston, the dynamic duo running stats for us today. We appreciate you both. 2 in the backfield. Here's give Hart right side. Hart wrapped up and dropped. Nice job by the Tulsa defense to get in there and to make the play. Hill in on the tackle.
Yeah, this is the first drive for Tulsa where they've had the chance, the opportunity to get Sioux Falls off the field. This is a long drive that the Sparrows are putting together. A bend but not break mentality for Tulsa helped them win that game last week against Las Vegas. And I know they're down 14 now, but they need to not panic and get back to that bend but don't break.
Give Hart on the power play, and he is blown up in the backfield. DJ Majesty coming through.
Right on cue. There we go. The linebacker, DJ Majesty, making a big play from that spot. 2 talented linebackers, which we'll talk about today. Here we see the graphic. Both of them 45 total tackles. Are leading this team. They're in the top 10 in the league for tackles. These 2 linebackers, DJ Majesty and Ral, are going to be watching Cullen Hart all day today, pursuing, trying to get him on the ground.
And that is a catch from Narazis across the 10 to the 7. First down for the tight end.
Noe Terrazas, the big target, 6'6". He's a very present member of the offense. He's not called upon all the time, but he's always at the ready. He runs a great route just right across the middle into that clear out, wide open. Nice big target for Julian Tyree. Deep in the red zone now, sets up a 1st and goal. That's a great play by the tight end, setting up the team here deep in Desperado territory.
Sparrows trying to make it a 3-possession game. They've scored on defense, and they've scored from a pass. Here's Wells, right side, and he will get down to the 7. Excuse me, that is not Jalen Wells. That is Freddie Fox coming in for a rep.
And Espen Royale makes the cleanup there, bringing the running back down for the tackle there. 2nd and goal. Tulsa, if they can make a stand here, force a field goal. 17-point differentials, not too steep to overcome today.
2 in the backfield. Now Hart's back in. Right side, walks in. That is a touchdown, and it doesn't get much easier than that. Colin Hart, 6 for the Sparrows.
Yeah, I believe he was almost untouched there into the end zone. Just a little 5-yard scamper in for Colin Hart. Sparrows are running the ball well today. Early here, 6 attempts on the ground for Colin Hart for 31 yards and this touchdown. About ready to increase this lead to a 3-score game. Sioux Falls Sparrows are playing with a lot of confidence here at home today.
10-play, 77-yard drive is capped off by a 7-yard Colin Hart touchdown run, his 6th touchdown of the season. Benji could not find the end zone last week when they played Fort Worth, but is able to get in this time, and Maxwell Falk adds the extra point.
Sioux Falls Sparrows offense that I think the league has been used to seeing today. They play good defense. They get the ball back to this powerful running game, and we see what can happen when they're playing opportunistic ball. Up 21-zip here in this game today.
3 drives, 3 scores for Sioux Falls. For Tulsa, 3 drives, 3 interceptions. That ball kicked out of the end zone. Maxwell Falk, someone needs to take away his leg press machine. Well, in terms of rushing touchdowns, as you can see, Tulsa more of an aerial attack, and Sioux Falls one of the best you can see.
Yeah, absolutely here. We saw last week the Toros have great success on the ground against Sioux Falls, and Sonzo Robinson has to be involved in this game. Now they're going to be down 21 points. The game plan they might have to deviate from a little bit, but Sonzo still needs to play an important role in this game today.
Here is Nickens. Will check it down underneath. Fumble picked up by Sioux Falls. When it rains, it pours, Benji, and it's a downfall here in Sioux Falls.
This is just an unfortunate play. I'm not quite sure if a receiver was able to make a play here. I'm not even quite sure who was involved on it. Was this Gabriel Manning? No, I don't believe so. Well, not quite sure what happened there. Didn't see if he made a football play. I wonder if they're going to review this. I guess we'll find out. That will take
us to the end of the quarter. A fumble from Grayson, forced by Nick Fargo, gives the Sparrows back the ball. We'll be right back on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Andy Hamilton back with you in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, along with Benji Matson for this Week 6 action here, and it has been all Sioux Falls from the kick. The Sparrows have dominated on defense with now 4 turnovers and have a 21-point lead. Here is the give, Wells up the middle, and Benji, in terms of these Sparrows, I mean, this defense is getting the job done.
Yeah, indeed, they are absolutely getting the job done. They have that two interceptions on the day already, 1 return for a touchdown. Anytime you can get that type of momentum on the defensive side of the ball, it makes things so much easier for your offense. It's offense for the Sparrows is just playing downhill at the moment.
4 down linemen for Tulsa. Give Wells right up the middle. That is good for 3. And the one thing about this running attack, Benji, is once you get behind, you don't really have much time to get back into it because they will pound the ball, right up the gut.
Sioux Falls is used to sustaining drives with this powerful run game. They pick up chunks of yards at a time, but they really do control the clock, control the tempo. You start to find yourself down big in a game like this, it's hard to come back.
Bunch formation here. Tyree slings on the out route, caught and out of bounds, and that drive stalls out. First time they have not found their way into the end zone, Benji, and that's got to feel like a win for these Desperados.
Yeah, Tulsa needs a few lucky breaks now to go their way. Last week, Sparrows had all the breaks go against them on the road, and now Tulsa playing on the road. They're having the same bad luck to start this game. 4 turnovers early. I think this is a lucky bounce here, I guess, that Tulsa's holding Sparrows to just 3 points here on this field goal.
Maxwell Falk on to make this attempt. He is 7 for 7 this season. Kick is on the way, and that is good from 35 yards, and Sioux Falls extends their lead to 24.
Tulsa's had the ball 3 times today, 3 drives on offense, and neither of these 3 drives have they gone farther than 20 yards before the ball's been turned over. Something's gone wrong. They're down 24 points in the first quarter, but there's still essentially 3 quarters to play here right now. Tulsa's got the weapons to make a run here, but it has to start with Deacon Nickens holding on the ball here on this series. They've got to sustain a drive, get some first downs, and put some points on the board here if they're going to have hope of staying in this game today.
This one is returnable. Gabriel Manning will bring it out to the 26-yard line. They could have used a big return there. They will get only to the 26. Well, in terms of these two teams, they have met 5 times, and luck is not really on the Desperados' side.
After winning the first game of this matchup, it has been Sioux Falls steamrolling Tulsa in their meeting so far in the SFL.
Has continued today as Sioux Falls on a 24-point run and lead. Here is Nickens going to sling it outside. That is caught. They will give him the feet in bounds. As we look at the quarterback numbers, it's not much of a comparison just yet, but I have a feeling Nickens is going to keep slinging this thing.
Yeah, I think that's in their DNA too, especially with the weapons they've got on this team. And here he takes what the defense gives him. A nice out route. It's just 5 yards, but they're not turning the ball over. They're keeping possession. They're going to try and move this ball down the field. If I'm Tulsa, I consider that a positive play here as we head second down.
Are throwing with the wind now, Benji. The wind going from right to left across your screen. Who needs wind, though, when you got Sanzo? Sanzo across the 50 to the 49. What a run from Robinson.
Fantastic here for Tulsa. They ran their own version of the student body left here. They got Sanzo out on the outside, picked up some great blocks from the line there, and he was able to spring for a decent run here, about 20 yards or so. That single play there, I believe, by Sanzo. More yardage their entire offense has been able to make so far in any of their previous 3 drives. So that's what we're going to need now. Some big plays from this offense, using your stars, Sanzo on the ground, Robinson, these other wide receivers, picking up timely yards because they need them now.
I think that might have been Potter on the pole who just demoralized someone across the middle. 1st and 10. Nickens going to check down to Robinson. Used to be a receiver. He cannot make anything happen, though, only out to the 47.
I think that's a good part of the playbook that Tulsa can go to here. As a talented running back, used to play wide receiver, so he knows how to handle those swing passes and get moving upfield. Anything they can find now after watching tape last week or on the Sparrows defense. Anything I can find, any chink in the armor that they can exploit, they need to be taking advantage of those right now.
Here is the give to Robinson, right up the middle with room. Robinson off the right side. Does he have the edge? Out across the 20, the 15, and he gets down to the 12. What a rumbling run from Sanzo.
Perfect run there for Sanzo. Great blocking up front. I think the big center, Finley James, helped launch Sanzo right there, right up the middle of the guts. Great blocking, able to follow another one of his tackles on the right-hand side up, and there he goes. Trots down the right-hand side for a perfect gain. He's had two big runs on this play, figuring prominently on this drive on the ground. Tulsa's kind of mixing things up here. Yeah, they say we're down 24 points, but we're not out of this yet, and they're making a bold statement here on this drive.
3-3 look out of the Sparrows. Give Robinson right up the middle again, and that's good for 4. Robinson has been valuable on this drive, and I'm glad that they have not gone away from him, Benji, because it's worked.
Yeah, coming into the game, if Tulsa, you asked Tulsa what do they needed to do today to win the game, they would have told you we need to sustain drives, we need to stay on the field, Sanzo needs to carry the ball, we need to convert touchdowns when we have the chance, and now finally they have a chance in the red zone, 2nd and 6, they have a chance, but 7 points on the board.
Here is a throw from Nickens, out route, ooh, a little bit in front of the receiver, and they will mark that out of bounds. Was trying to find Hume, but was lucky that Sioux Falls didn't jump in front of it.
DJ Hume made a great play to reel that in on the outskirts there. Didn't count, couldn't get the feet down, but it still made a great play. And yeah, that was a tricky pass there. Could have gone easily 6 points the other way.
3rd and 6 from the Sioux Falls 9. They need to get to the 1-yard line to pick up the first down. They can do so without scoring. Here is Nickens in the gun, 5 wide, gonna throw. Nickens check down underneath, caught right at the sticks, and that is a first down catch. The play is made across the middle there for Tulsa by Manning.
Big play when you need it from your big-time wide receiver. Big Gabriel Manning, all 6'4" and 220 pounds of him, comes across the middle there and secures that ball. They had to have that play, and they got just enough yardage to turn this over to first down about the 2-yard line.
Heavy formation here. They ran right up the middle out of this play last time. Instead, they'll throw the screen. Robinson, right side. No! A.J. Levy meets him in the flat and says, "You're going out of bounds, son."
Great play on the outside by A.J. Levy, the all-star, one of the captains of this team. Opportunistic there play. He made a fantastic tackle. Anything less, and the running back could have easily spun out or slipped out of his grasp and trotted in for the touchdown. But that's the type of play you expect from your all-star strong safety.
Same formation. Robinson, actually the bigger man, 6'2", 235, towering over Levy. Here's the give. Robinson up the middle into the end zone. No, it's not Robinson. Finding his way in for the score is King Jack Washington.
King Jack Washington's checking to see if there's a pulse here with Tulsa. These Desperados, they say, yep, we're still alive. We're still ticking. This is a great play here. They had to have this drive, Tulsa did. And when they needed to, they answered. They're going to cut into this lead a little bit. Still in the second quarter. Lots of game to play today for Tulsa. I think that this is a great, I'm going to say start for Tulsa. It obviously hasn't been a good start for Tulsa, but first quarter aside, here in the second half of the second quarter, if they can start playing now, this is a huge boost for their confidence.
King Jack, more like King Me, as Tulsa goes 9 plays, 76 yards for the 2-yard score and adds 7 points to cut into this Sioux Falls lead. We're not quite done playing football. Don't go anywhere. It's the SFL on 11 Sports and for the fans. Back here, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Andy Hamilton along with Benji Matson. Our producer, Cameron Irvine, is in the truck pushing the buttons for us. Tom Rahman and Rochelle Colston, the dynamic duo, on stats for us today. 6:26 to go in the second, and now a return from Levy, bringing it out of his own end zone, and Levy will drag it to the 24. Well, we talked about the wind going right to left, Benji, and it has so far before that return impacted the return game. Most kicks going that direction went out of the end zone.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be interesting to see how that field position and the wind plays a role as we head in out of this quarter in the second half. Here on screen, we are featuring two of the top kick returners in the league. AJ Levy and Gabriel Manning are 1 and 2 average yards per kick return so far in the SFL. They are dynamic, and they can change the luck of a team any given play when they're returning those kicks.
Jalen Wells up the middle, 4.5, one of the better fullbacks in the SFL with 3.4 yards per carry this season.
Even distribution here so far on the ground by the Sparrows. Colin Hart has 6 rushing attempts, and Jalen Wells not far behind with 5 and 14 yards. They really do like to split the number of carries between these two talented backs.
3.6 yards per carry for Wells. Don't want to short him by anything. Here's the give to Hart, right side. Hart in a little bit of trouble, able to maneuver his way out. Hart still on his feet, down to the 44. Wow, spectacular.
Yeah, that's a fantastic run for Colin Hart there. If you were to watch that tape back here, we'll get to see the replay. He does everything he can to not get tackled here behind the line of scrimmage. And once he gets his momentum headed downfield, we see a few broken tackles here. He's just so powerful when he's in the open field here. And Tulsa lucks out that his momentum carried him out of bounds, or he might still be running right now. Tulsa cut into this lead on that previous drive, and their defense needs to come up big right now. These talented linebackers, this is a good front seven. They need to zero in on Colin Hart and stop this running attack here on this series.
Touchdown saving tackle by the rookie, Ezekiel Love. Here's the give, Hart left side, Hart ridden down, and we talked a little bit, Benji, the Tulsa defense has the tools to slow this Sioux Falls offense down. They need to do so in a hurry.
Absolutely. One of the keys of the game, too, for this Tulsa defense is to limit this yardage on first and second downs. First and 5, or a 5-yard gain by Colin Hart. 5-yard gain by anyone else in the SFL, and say, like, oh my, that's too much on first down. But Tulsa holding Hart to 5 yards on first down is a victory here. Now can they hold him on second down?
5 yards is what they need to give to Hart off this right side. Hart, just blows through a defender, and he's out to the 46, showing a little power.
Just like that, we thought Tulsa might be able to catch him in the backfield. Carmen Shaw came up for the tackle, and we see Colin Hart just pulverize the tackler and bull through for the first down. Those types of plays that he makes, it's so hard to get Sioux Falls off the field.
1st and 10. Fresh set of downs for Tyree, who's going to sling it against the wind. Fires far side. Looked like no pressure there. Complete to Warren to the 35.
And this same powerful running attack, Colin Hart getting the ball early. Sioux Falls could turn right around now on first down, drop back, and the secondary is kind of watching in the backfield and allows a great connection on the outside to A.J. Warren. Picks up another catch on the day. That's his 4th of the day. He's got 4 for 33 yards on 4 targets. He's just a great... Oh, they're going to challenge this one, it looks like. We'll see what they say about this one.
Deion Hawkins going to challenge whether A.J. Warren was in bounds on the catch. And it's an interesting one. It was close. I didn't necessarily think it was worthy of a challenge, but we'll have to see here. Hawkins got the word from the booth up front, and let's see if we get a good look at it. That's about as good of a look as you're going to get. Thoughts, Benji?
I think they're going to tell us he was in bounds. We'll see.
After review, the pass has been ruled incomplete.
And they're going to overturn that. Deion Hawkins is going to save the timeout here in the first half. Pretty good challenge from Tulsa, and they will overturn what was a first down.
That's why no one pays me any bucks to coach in the SFL or run the replay booth for that matter. But here we go. Second down. This Tulsa is perfect. This is a great review by Tulsa. Now they can hold Sioux Falls in, or force them to throw the ball here on 2nd and 10.
Tulsa going to play some bump here. Let's see how it works out. Tyree going to throw, fires across the middle. First down, catch is made there, and that is by the tight end, Al Dillapre Sr.
Al Dillapre Sr., that's his first catch of the day there. The big target. He had an unfortunate day last week, 2 fumbles and I'm sure Sioux Falls wanted to get him the ball early here, and this is a great sign that he's able to secure that pass and make some positive yardage there. Gets the first down for the team, sets up another 1st and 10.
Dillapre, the slot receiver, was working on Cameron Shaw. 2 rookie cornerbacks here, Mo Austin and Cameron Shaw, for this Tulsa defensive unit. Tyree, 7-step drop, heaves this one to the end zone. Caught! No! Down to the 1. The tackle is made to save the touchdown. Gunnar Lewis with the grab.
Yeah, Tulsa electing to throw the ball deep here on 1st down. Gunnar, the stunner, makes a great route run here, runs his post, and just nabs that ball over the outstretched arms of the defensive back. Pulls this one in. Almost fell forward for the touchdown, but didn't quite. That's a huge play through the air for Tulsa. Sets up 1st and goal.
I just assumed if it was going to 81, it was an end zone shot, because that's really the only place that man catches the ball is in the end zone. What a big play threat. Now they're going to go heavy. Handoff, Hart, right side. That baby's in the crib. Colin Hart is in for another 6 points.
Yeah, that's kind of a heartbreaker there for Tulsa. A couple of times during that drive, it looked like they might have been able to hold Sioux Falls, prevent that conversion to another set of downs, and this drive just kept going and going. Some big plays, including that catch by Dillapre to pick up a 1st down. This bomb to Gunnar Lewis here. This is an opportunistic passing display on this drive by Sioux Falls, and they're going to go up here 30-7, 31-7 potentially. Heartbreaker for Tulsa, but with 3 minutes left to go, this offense is going to come right back out the field and get back to business.
Maxwell Falk in to add the extra point. Kick on the way, and good. If you're new to the Simulation Football League and wondering what you're watching, this is the world's first controllerless esport where strategy and AI, instead of your thumbs, determine the outcome. Teams submit game plans prior to the simulation, and the results play out live in real time. Hundreds of viewers are turned players, scouts, coaches, team owners, broadcasters, and many other positions in the league, both on and off the field, to create an all-new type of virtual reality. Visit simulationfl.net for more information. You can be a player by joining at simulation.football. Gabriel Manning brings that one out to the 24, and the offense for Tulsa comes back out. Benji, last drive, their best one.
And their last drive featured a lot of Sanzo Robinson on the ground, which is something they've got to do. I think early in the season, Tulsa was talked about as being this team that can only win if they're getting the ball to Gabriel Manning over the top. And early on, that proved correct. He was winning, helping them win big games early in the season. But now they need to kind of mix it around, get this ball to all of their stars if they're going to come back.
7th carry there for Sanzo Robinson today. He is now over 70 yards. That tackle made there by Alex Parker.
Yeah, Tulsa had a 3-game losing streak here, and in that streak, Deacon Nickens threw 7 interceptions, and you just can't win the game when you're turning the ball over. Had some success on the last drive with 2:50 to go. They want to punch this ball in the end zone.
Robinson a couple more, and that'll set him up for 3rd and 4 here, and for the Sparrows defense, a chance to get off the field.
They've been doing just fine at that today, too. Not letting the Desperados get on track with all these turnovers in the first half that they faced. If Tulsa can put together a drive here and get any points out of this heading into the locker room, they might feel good about their prospects coming out in the second half.
4 wide, time to sling it. Nickens across the middle, wide open, beautifully run route, and that'll be a 1st down to the 40. It's the rookie Hume.
Beautiful one-handed catch by DJ Hume coming across the middle there. Helping secure that ball, brings up another 1st down for Tulsa. This is what they want to do here. 2-minute warning, 3 timeouts, plenty of time to get this ball down the field.
We will step aside for a short break and be right back. It's Week 6 Simulation Football League action right here on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Back here in South Dakota, here is the give up the middle on 1st and 10. Robinson, the stiff arm of steel, and Robinson's out to the 38. What a run.
Bullish run there by Sansa Robinson. He's been their best player on the offensive side of the ball today. They're just turning around and handing him the ball. He's finding the cracks. This offensive line, led by Potter and James, getting him sprung here on this play. Gets a nice gain out to the right side of the field. And even in this 2 minutes here with 3 timeouts on the clock, they shouldn't be afraid to go back to Sanzo here, especially if he's having some luck running the ball on the ground.
Sioux Falls has a strong power run game. Now Tulsa trying to show off that they do as well. Nickens on a 3-step drop, moves in the pocket, down he goes. Sack coming for Sioux Falls. Getting in there to make the play was Cam Frosby.
Big Cam Frosby. I believe that his first sack on the year for the big defensive tackle. Timely play there forces Tulsa back into a passing situation, 2nd and 13. Maybe a good play, though, if you're Deacon Nickens. You took the sack there. You didn't cause a turnover.
Gun look, 3 wide here, 4-2 look out of Sioux Falls. Nickens, quick throw underneath. That is good for maybe a couple inches there. Hume makes the grab, and a timeout from Tulsa to stop the clock.
And with situations like this for Tulsa, you know that on the other side of the field, that Sioux Falls defense is going to be keen on Gabriel Manning. 3rd and 13. It's an obvious passing situation. So who are you going to be looking to when they snap this ball? Sioux Falls is going to be ganging up on Gabriel Manning, maybe even look for a double team. One of these other receivers across the middle, Corey Jones, DJ Hume, they got to make a play.
4 wide here. Nickens throws a wobbler across the middle, tipped up and incomplete. Defended there on the back end by Ringgold. Already has one today, and Nickens is lucky that didn't go in and become another one.
Targeted Manning on that play, threw into a flock of sparrows there. Lucky didn't come away with another interception there. Not the result they wanted to see on this drive. They're going to be forced to punt.
I think this might be the first punt for either team. I'll have to double check in our wonderful stats truck. And I believe it is. Yeah, the first punt for either of the two teams. Kick is away, and A.J. Levy will let this one bounce into the end zone for a touchback.
Sioux Falls defense comes up strong on that, forces the punt by Tulsa. They're playing really strong today on defense. They can play with confidence and a full head of steam knowing they've got such a big lead now. They can pin their ears back, start coming after the Deacon Nickens, which they've been doing now, and turn the ball over to this powerful offense. Even with 44 seconds on the clock, 3 timeouts, they can still do some damage.
4-3 look out of the Desperados. Give to Hart, right side. Hart wrapped up. Nice tackle there for Tulsa. A loss of 3.
It's the type of tackling that you would have hoped that Tulsa could have completed in the first half here. So many times, big Colin Hart was able to bust free of these tackles in the backfield, broken tackles, just missed chances by Tulsa. It's a fantastic job to wrap him up there. Didn't force any gain on that first down.
Kane Vasquez, veteran safety, coming over from Seattle as they moved to Denton, Texas. Now plays here in Tulsa. Big free agent acquisition for the Desperados in the offseason. Tyree throws into double coverage, caught. 5-yard pickup to Warren. And that will take us to the end of the first half. 7 points for Tulsa, 31 for the Sioux Falls Sparrows. The Desperados trying to make it a game of 2 halves. And Benji, we just saw a beautiful first opening, couple drives from Sioux Falls. And for Tulsa, they got a lot of their mistakes out of the way early.
Yeah, they got all their mistakes out of the way early, they hope. The start to the game was just not what they had hoped here, playing in Sioux Falls on the road today. First drive, interception. Sioux Falls was able to score right away on touchdown, and then on the ensuing set of drives, Tulsa throws the pick 6. They just really haven't been able to rebound from that. They got down early, and now we see the score at halftime, 31-7. That's just a result of this lopsided first half, and these turnovers are the difference in the game so far for Tulsa. They did muster one good drive. They got Sansa Robinson the ball early and often, and they marched down the field. And they do need to see more of that in the second half if they want to make a comeback here. It's going to start with Deacon Nickens from that quarterback position, taking care of the ball in the second half. As you know, they're going to have to come out slinging. The gun fighter is going to be slinging that ball in the second half. And for Sioux Falls, this is what the recipe is for winning football for the Sparrows. They just play defense. They take the ball away when you give it to them. And when that offense comes back on the field, they don't give the ball back to you. They just run it down your throat. And we're seeing it happen today with Colin Hart and big Jalen Beanie Wells. They're just taking advantage of the miscues by Tulsa, and they are turning those miscues into points.
2.7 yards per attempt for Deacon Nickens, only 46 passing yards through the break. On the ground, 9 carries and 95 yards for Sonzo Robinson with an average of 10.6. So Benji, for Tulsa, the ground game showing to be the favorite between the two for Sioux Falls. Tyree, 12 of 14 for 144 yards and a score. And on the ground, Colin Hart, 11 carries for 57 yards. So one of the best rushing offenses in the SFL has gone to the air, and one of the better aerial offenses has gone to the ground.
Yeah, it's an interesting take on those stats there. I think it's indicative of the game flow today with these heavy turnovers up front. And I think that Sparrows coming off that big defeat last week at the hands of the Toros, they maybe changed some things around this week, installed some new concepts on the offense. And here we see Julian Tyree coming to life. Some of these passes have been tight passes thrown into small windows, which is something you want to see for a quarterback. And he's absolutely capable of being a quarterback that can take a team on his shoulders and win a game. And so it's great to see that happening today if you're a Sparrow. And this first half of the season so far, the Sparrows are known for this run game, but how dangerous are they going to be in this game and moving forward if they become an all-around team where Julian Tyree can sling this ball?
Plenty of players lining up here for the second half of action, and you can be one of them. All you got to do to get your player position locked and loaded is join our Discord server and join the SFL Minor League, SFLM. Now 12 teams, there's more opportunities than ever to be the player you've always wanted to be. Join the Discord community through simulationfl.net. The second season of the Minor League starts this coming October of 2020. Contact Deputy Commissioner Andrew Rostelli on Discord for more information. Return here from Levy will get out to just about the 24, and this Sioux Falls offense will re-enter the field of play led by Julian Tyree, the veteran quarterback, 10th season in the SFL.
Sioux Falls has been able to sustain their drives today. They were gifted several interceptions that created some short fields for them, but they've been able to have their way with the Tulsa defense. So whether they're getting these gifts of turnovers or starting on long fields, this offense has been able to do whatever it's wanted to today.
2 in the backfield, Wells and Hart. They will give to Jalen Wells right up the gut, and Jalen Wells burns off 6 yards to start this second half.
Right on cue. I think we're going to see a lot of that in the second half. At this point, if you're Sioux Falls, why do anything else? I think we talked earlier in the game and in previous weeks, we mentioned that Julian Tyree and these wide receivers, they don't get much love or much action. It's because Sioux Falls doesn't have to throw the ball. And now in the second half, they're going to be daring Desperados to load this box and shut down this running attack.
They have, I believe it's 9 in the box here for Tulsa. Give right up the middle. Wells shut down there. It'll bring up a 3rd and 4. Do you dare run the ball on 3rd and 4, Benji?
Well, I think if you're Sioux Falls and coach, they got a lot of confidence. They're playing well, and they're known for having this powerful run game. I think that if you're a team that inflicts your will on the other team, I think coach can call a running play on this game absolutely on a short 3rd and 4.
7 in the box for Tulsa. Here's Tyree to throw. Out route there is caught, and that is first down yardage. Catch made by Noe Terrazas, the tight end.
Another first down conversion here for Sioux Falls. They're going to stay on the field. Tulsa defense needs to maybe start bringing some more pressure, stack the box. The other teams in the past have had success forcing Sioux Falls to go to the air, so the Desperados maybe need to stack this box with 9 every play and see if they can't corral Colin Hart in this running game.
It's a little bit of a tight end wheel route there that got Terrazas open. 4 down lineman again. Give Hart left side. Hart with room. Colin Hart into the open field. And Kane Vasquez comes off his block to make a great touchdown saving tackle.
Yeah, Kane Vasquez playing center field here. His last line of defense on this play, and he made the tackle that he needed to get Colin Hart to the ground. But this student body left, which they're running all season long, just continues to work well for Sparrows. When they are firing on all cylinders, they just almost are unstoppable on the ground.
Two in the backfield, Twins up to the top of your screen. Tight end Terrazas here on the bottom. They give Hart right side. Oh my gosh, a caravan down the right sideline, and Hart outruns his blocker. Jalen Wells probably a little bit tired from the last play.
Yeah, the Jalen Wells he's used to that all year. Getting out there, making good blocks for Colin Hart, and Colin Hart passes him up. But here on the play, he runs to the weak side with some great blocking. Just open air on that previous play, on this one too. On either side, they're choosing to attack off the tackle, and they're having great success in the running game on this drive.
Vasquez, another bring down safety, more like safety valve for Tulsa, as he has been saving touchdowns today so far. Twins off to the right-hand side again. This time they give to Hart, and Hart is brought down in the backfield. Nice defensive play there by by Chris Andrews.
Yeah, they blew up the play that time. That was great. See the defensive line just kind of make a mess of things in that backfield. They had to have it on that play. It sets up a 2nd and long, starting to force Sparrows into a passing situation.
Just under 8 to go in the third. Here is Tyree. Fires down to this near side. Caught. Warren spins back inside, and he'll get to the 19. Still a couple inches short.
Just a few inches short for A.J. Warren, but makes a great catch there. A.J. Warren kind of likes to, he says as he models his game after Larry Fitzgerald, a very powerful, tall wide receiver. May not be super flashy, but in a pinch makes the play. Very dependable, and he's been dependable for Sioux Falls. A.J. Warren has all season long. Makes a great play there. Almost had the first down, but sets up a 3rd and short.
Split back formations, only 7 in the box for Tulsa. Give right up the middle. Hart has the first down and more, although a penalty flag flies.
They've had great success with that play, starting off early. Both Colin Hart and Jalen Wells running up the middle in that dive. We'll see what the penalty is.
That is going to be a hold. That is actually going to come back. Very timely there for Tulsa. The holding penalty called on Miles Portis, the tight end.
A break for the defense there. It pushes the offense back a few. And right now, the Sparrows offense is kind of doing some tricky things here. Yeah, they're running student body right, student body left. They're running up the middle. And just when Tulsa begins to load up the box, they're going to throw the ball, which is kind of keeping the defense off balance here, which is a great tool the offense can deploy.
4 receivers wide and a gun straight look. Here's Tyree to throw. 90 all slants, and he has the first down to the 16. Throw and catch. They ran that once before, and that grab by Noe Terrazas gives them the first down.
Yeah, the tight end's active today in this game. Throw it to the tight end anytime you can. Am I right? He gets himself open there. Capable receiver, big target, reels that one in, gets positive yardage on that drive. And once again, we kind of see Tulsa just a little bit off balance on this drive. They're not quite sure how to attack the Sparrows offense.
Split backs, pro, 2 receivers wide, a 4-3 look out of Tulsa's defense from the 16. Wells will pick up a yard. Tackle made there by Espen Rael.
Yeah, fantastic tackle by the linebacker. The big 6'5", 240-pounder comes right up the middle and makes that tackle, puts a stop to that one. Very timely play by the stud linebacker.
This is an incredibly long drive from Sioux Falls. Tulsa not touched the ball yet in the second half, and we're already down under 6 minutes to go as the Sparrows continue to bleed clock. Here's Tyree, check it down underneath, caught and tackled at the 11-yard line. They'll bring up another 3rd and 5. Ezekiel Love, another tackle.
And I think this is what Sparrows do. When you can't stop them on offense, they're going to bleed clock. They're going to sustain long drives. They're going to kind of beat your defense into submission, which is what we've seen them do so far in this game. They can't be stopped, or they just feel like they can't be stopped at this point in the game right now.
Tyree to throw again. 7-step drop near side. Picked off down this near sideline. He'll have a chance to get there. Does he have the legs? Down the right sideline. He's going to go. That is going to be a pick 6 for the Tulsa Desperados. It could not have come at a better time. And Lane Freeman puts 6 on the board for the Desperados.
Just when you think Sioux Falls is driving in for the potential score that could put this game away, Freeman makes a fantastic play on this ball, brings it in, and there's nothing but daylight in front of him. This is a massive play for the Desperados. This could bring them back into this game.
Wow, a role player making a pivotal play at a pivotal time. Lots of clock came off for Sioux Falls. They were really just bleeding the rest of this third quarter away, and Tulsa says, okay, we've had enough. We're going to take that one, and we will convert it into points, which is even better, Benji, because getting the ball back would have been one thing, but putting points on the board is another. A momentum swinging play for Tulsa, and that will put them up to 14. We will step aside. Don't go anywhere. The action is just getting started. It's SFL football on 11 Sports and for the fans. Back here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. For those of you who might have stepped away to grab a bag of chips, you shouldn't have. Lane Freeman with an interception all the way back the other way goes the distance for the Tulsa Desperados. They add 6 to the board, and they cut into the Sparrows' lead. And now here's Levy. Flag on the play. We'll have to check what Stripes says on that one. It might back the Sparrows up even more. And we were a little surprised at the break, Benji, that it was Lane Freeman, not Nate Heslep. Nate's 6 interceptions, the most in the SFL, but Lane Freeman picks off Julian Tyree. But not only that, takes it back to the house. And this secondary for Tulsa gets a turnover when they needed it most.
Absolutely. That was a 14-point swing there. Nate Heslep's enjoying a great year. He's picked off a pass every game. So you know he's in there. You know he's a ball hawk. He's looking for this ball here in this second half. If they're going to have a chance to make a comeback here, Nate Heslep's going to be involved perhaps on the defensive side of the ball.
That penalty wipes away a big A.J. Levy return. Here's Tyree going to throw. Slings on a corner route. Caught across the right side of the 40. Beautiful throw and catch. And that play is made by Noe Terrazas.
What did the whole entire world think the Sparrows were going to do on first down? Run the football. He lines up in the shotgun, throws it to the tight end, catching everyone off guard here. Unusual, uncharacteristic play by the Sparrows on first down, but it's great. You know, trying something new here on first down, throwing the ball. Again, they're totally comfortable with what the quarterback here brings to the game and to the team.
That was a 50Z tight end cross. Tulsa got caught in a man formation, had one of their better linebackers trying to play coverage. Here is Hart, stuck in a little bit of traffic. Colin Hart wrapped up and will get dropped after a gain of a couple.
He was caught up in the soup there. Couldn't bring him down. But he was patient, kept turning the legs, made positive yardage there. Picks up 4 yards, brings up a 2nd and 6 here. Tulsa needs to strap up those chin straps right now and make a stop on defense.
Here is Tyree to throw, going to stand in the pocket. Oh, diving underneath, almost made the play, and that really would have turned things on their head. The rookie, Cameron Shaw.
Yeah, that would have been a head turner for sure. He saw his own green pasture there, line all the way to the promised land on that play. If he could have just reeled that one in. Nonetheless, though, makes a fantastic play to keep that ball out of the hands of the big tight end. Sets up a 3rd and 6. Tulsa defense, opportunistic play here. They can get off the field and get this ball back to the offense.
Tyree under center, bunch to the bottom of the formation. Colin Hart, the lone back here for the Sparrows on 3rd and 6. Tyree across the middle, wide open, and that is good enough for first down yardage. Gunnar Lewis makes the play.
Wow, wide open indeed. Gunnar Lewis and his receivers have been very active today. receiving these balls from Julian Tyree. And here, I just don't know if there was a blown coverage or just the zone got extended way deep down the field. He just ran a great underneath route, just found the sweet spot, picked this ball up from Tyree and moves it downfield. You hate to see that if you're Tulsa. You wanted to get off the field on that third down. Now they come back to it on this 1st and 10. Settle down, see if they can make a stop.
In the Twitch chat, Screwball saying he loves the commentary. Thank you very much, sir. If any of you want to get involved in the chat, you can head over to twitch.tv/FTF next. From there, you can let us know you may be watching for the first time. And hey, I tell you what, if you go over there and let us know you're watching for the first time, we'll give you a shout out live on air in this great ball game between Tulsa and Sioux Falls, 2 of our 22 franchises in the Simulation Football League. Lots of action around the league, so welcome, Mr. Screwball. We're very glad to have you here. 2 in the backfield, Wells, the fullback, Colin Hart, the lone back. They will give Hart right side. Hart trying to stretch this one out. Colin Hart down to the 22. What a run.
Colin Hart just can't be stopped.
Whoa.
Injury on the play.
Injury, man down is Joe Casey Murray, and we get a look at Mr. Jason there, McGee, and he is not happy that one of his big boys up front is down.
Yeah, we'll have to see how he's doing there after this play, but man, we see he took a big hit there.
Blindsided from the backside. Berto Demora looked like he didn't even know what the heck was running into him off the left side. That's 2 big bodies colliding, and we'll hope that that gentleman is okay and maybe just got the wind knocked out of him. 3 receivers wide. I believe that's a tight end there in the slot in a flex formation. Hart in the backfield. Tyree going to sling it. Tyree dumps it out to Colin Hart. Hart punishes the linebacker. He says, not today. You are not bringing me down one-on-one.
That was the big Espin Royale that he dismisses with a stiff arm there. I mean, this is one of the premier linebackers in the league, leading the league in tackles, or in the top 10 in tackles, and he's just dismissed there by the powerful stiff arm Colin Hart. And this is the thing about this running game, and Colin Hart, the first man, can never bring him down, which makes it hard if you're a defense facing this type of weapon now at this point in the game.
3 receivers wide. Give Hart right side. Colin Hart, he had his eyes on the end zone, and hunting him down there to make the tackle was Royale.
Yeah, could have sprung that one a little bit to the outside and gone in for the pay dirt there. A great play by the linebacker to corral him, prevent that touchdown. If Tulsa can hold the Sparrows here in the red zone to a field goal, this team still might have some life left in it here.
Dusty Wilson, the not injured offensive lineman, one of the star players, was out there to make the block and seal the lane for Colin Hart. Now in a Joker's set, let's see what they do here. 8 in the box. They give Hart left side. Hart wrapped up. That play blown up on the defensive side. That was Ezekiel Love, the rookie, in there to make the stop.
Huge play by the rookie, making one of the very few tackles behind the line of scrimmage in this entire game. This is one of the hardest things to do when you're playing the Sparrows is tackle Colin Hart, let alone tackle him in the background. So that's a fantastic play by the rookie. It's a huge play there. Keep this drive from getting into the end zone.
Here is Tyree to throw, dumps it out underneath Wells, and Wells is out at the 5. And I was just going to say, Benji, Sioux Falls may be a little hesitant to go to the air here, considering that last time they were in the red zone, they threw a pick 6.
Yep, absolutely. They also in the red zone last week threw an interception that was a little bit costly too. It's those types of situations that makes a team a little bit hesitant, maybe not have the extreme full confidence that you have in your quarterback in that situation. The way they're playing today, Sparrows should have all the confidence in the world in Julian Tyree here.
3 wide. Tyree going to throw on 3rd and goal to the end zone. Picked! Intercepted by Tulsa! Bend but do not break! Kane Vasquez with the interception.
Huge play in the red zone by Tulsa. Second drive in a row. This time, Kane Vasquez making the play on the ball. He is keeping Tulsa alive here as we finish this third quarter.
We'll step aside and be right back. It's the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Simulation Football League Week 6 action. 1 minute to go here in the third quarter, and this is Tulsa's first snap of the second half. Nickens fires underneath. Oh, dangerous ball. Almost gave it right back to Sioux Falls.
That's a dangerous pass. First, it's good to see that the big tackle is going to be back and that he's okay. Just had the wind knocked out of him.
Wind knocked out of him. I don't mean to cut you off, Benji, but I'm going to toot my own horn. That was pretty impressive from me.
There we go.
Out of all the injuries in the world, who would have guessed that it would have been the wind knocked out of him instead of something else? We're glad it's minor. Anyways, Nickens under center here, 2 receivers wide. Nice out route there is caught. Turning upfield is Manning. He will pick up 8. That'll make it a much more manageable 3rd and 2.
They targeted Manning on these first 2 throws here on this drive, and they're short throws across the middle. They're safe throws. Deacon Nickens has been intercepted 3 times today. At some point, though, they are going to have to look for their star again down the field like they did in the first half. They need to throw this ball deep when they've got a chance. They need to be looking and seeing what this defense is giving them here and being selective.
Deacon Nickens hovering around 60 yards. He averages 257 per game. That throw is offline. Manning could not come up with it, and that drive will stall out. I don't believe it. I mean, he was open.
Yeah, that was uncharacteristic of the All-Star to drop that pass there. He had to turn around to try and find that ball, and that could have played a role there. Maybe got his feet twisted up underneath him, but still on a 3rd down and short like that, you kind of depend on your All-Star to make that catch.
Ismaila Farouk is on to punt this one away for the Desperados. Sioux Falls came after it and almost got there. Levy will call for the fair catch at his own 40-yard line. Farouk punting into the wind going right to left. And until that pick 6, Benji, I believe all points were scored with the wind.
That's interesting there. Even in the digital realm, the wind can play such a role in a game. We've seen Sioux Falls and the Sparrows take advantage of that today, and they're going to be looking to roll here and put this game away with this drive.
Well, with the way that the Sparrows' opening 2 drives of the second half went, this might be the last play of the third quarter. Flip out to Hart off the left side. Hart dragged down inbounds, a 4-yard pickup on the screen right in front of Dion Hawkins, the coach. And Benji, that will take us to the end of the third. 31-14, Sioux Falls in control, but Tulsa not out of the woods yet. Don't go anywhere. Get your 4s in the chat. It's the SFL on 11 Sports and for the fans. Back here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, 11 minutes on the clock. Joining me in the booth, Benji Matson. I'm Andy Hamilton. The Simulation Football League Week 6 action. And we have quite the game. A very interesting third quarter leads us to this 2nd and 6. Tyree, a floater, tipped up, almost taken away. Almost tried to pass it to one another there in the defensive backfield. Heslep, the first guy to get there.
Well, if you're playing a game of hot potato, that's exactly what you want to see happen. You know, you don't want to hold on to that potato. But that, of course, here, when you're trying to catch the football and you have the opportunity to grab that thing and secure it, get the ball back to your offense, you want to make sure you want to come down with those things. So that's a unfortunate play by the defense. They had several guys there at the ball. They needed to come down with that one to get this ball back over to the offense.
They'll go with the same formation, 3rd and 6. Tyree, pressure coming, has to unload, and that's caught in stride. The catch is made there by Terjan James for the first down.
Good scheme here on the offense. They use these receivers to just run down and clear out the zone, and he kind of cleans up underneath there for the easy completion to set up another first down. That was a good play call by the Sparrows.
James, has the first down yardage. It'll give Sioux Falls a fresh set of downs to work with. Tyree, though, in the gun, going to sling this one. Fires on the out route. That is caught for 3. Well, Sector 6 is the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League. If you want to wear the jerseys that the players are wearing on the field, the replica jerseys are out now. Get your name on the back of your team's or your fan favorites team jersey. You can visit team stores and libraries for purchase options through sector6apparel.com or through our website, simulationfl.net. There is a shop button. Give to Hart, only good for 1. It'll bring up 3rd and 6.
Good tackle there on the play by DJ Majesty to bring Colin Hart down, set him down, make sure he couldn't gain any more yards on that play. Just set up a 3rd and long. So Tulsa's got another opportunity here to shut this offense down. Let's see what they can do.
4 wide receivers wide for Tyree. Bunch formation. Here is a 7-step drop. Pressure coming. Tyree able to get rid of the football. They'll have to check to see if it was a fumble or not. It was a wobbler. KT Slayer supplies the pressure.
Great pressure from the defensive tackle spot by KT Slayer. Gets in there, wreaks some havoc, and interrupts Julian Tyree's motion there. He can't get that ball off. That's exactly the play they needed. We're into the 4th quarter now. Stranger things have happened. Tulsa has a fantastic weapon receiving this punt and on the offensive side of the ball yet. So this game isn't quite over yet.
Gabriel Manning awaits this kick from Max Mohol, and he will call for the fair catch at the 15-yard line. Pretty decent punt. Well, the Week 6 headlines, a win tonight for Houston can equal last week's win total. Some Western tilts going on between Arizona, Denver. Fort Worth will take on Florida. And we remember and honor number 86, Rich Pratchard, who passed away Tuesday at the age of 50. Single back is Robinson. They will dump it out to him off this right-hand side, and Robinson has 8 yards before A.J. Levy can drive him out of bounds.
Good positive play there by the Desperados. Starting this drive off well. 8 yards on first down. The clock's now going to start to become an issue. The clock is their enemy here. They need to play with a bit of pace, play up tempo, take what the defense gives you, but you do have to be looking down the field to see where Gabriel Manning is.
2nd and 2. They need 6 feet to pick up the first down here. 9 minutes to go in the 4th. Single back in the backfield. They'll give it right up the gut on the trap play. Robinson short a yard. Nice play there made on the defensive side for Sioux Falls by Frosby and Camp. Frosby's 2nd big play of the game.
Yeah, great play by Frosby. We've mentioned his name before. Just plugged up that middle there and didn't let Sonzo Robinson get on track at all.
Cam Frosby, the snowman, if you will. That's what it always reminds me of every time I see Frosby make a play. Big old snowman. Here's Nickens going to fire deep out of the reach of Gabriel Manning. Both players on the outside lay out for it. Davis might get a deflection there if the stats people want to be nice. It ends the drive either way.
Yeah, 2 interceptions on the day by Terrell Davis. He's had a few 2-interception games before today. He's had 2 other games of 2 interceptions. So he has an eye for that ball. He is a hawk, and that was a dangerous play. He's been proven to be a great matchup today for Tulsa. For the Sparrows on Gabriel Manning.
Kick is away, and A.J. Levy will try a little return. He is brought down at the 42. Nice play on special teams. The lead still Sioux Falls is to hold on to. We'll be right back on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Week 6 Simulation Football League action right here on 11 Sports and for the fans. I'm Andy Hamilton. Joining me in the booth is Benji Matson for this contest between our Sioux Falls Sparrows and the Tulsa Desperados. Tyree slings a sidearm throw near side, caught by Gunnar Lewis out to the 44.
Gunnar Lewis is having a fantastic day today. This passing offense by Sparrows are having a really good outing today. Right now, Julian Tyree, 23 completions for 236 yards. He does have that interception, but largely he's playing really great, getting this ball distributed to all of his players. Just like Gunnar Lewis, bringing in 4 receptions today so far for about 66 yards and a touchdown. It's a great compliment to this running game.
8 minutes to go here in the fourth. The Sparrows masters at taking time off this clock. Toss outside here to Wells. Wells turns the corner and has first down yardage to the 33 before getting popped.
An athletic play by the big fullback. You know, sometimes fullbacks are known for being big, lumbering bulls, if you will. But here we saw Jalen's a little bit delicate there on his feet. Did a great job of not running out of bounds, helping this clock keep moving for the Sparrows.
Another shout out there from Mertex22. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate making the game memorable and enjoyable for you. If you are enjoying SFL action, there is more coming, not only tonight, but throughout the week as Mexico City takes on Vancouver tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern, and Las Vegas heads to Queen City, as well as a close and a big Arizona and Denver game. That is our Crowd Play game of the week. We'll get to that and a little bit more information about our partner Crowd Play in just a moment following this play from the 29. Give right up the middle. Colin Hart is able to get to the 24. And if you are interested in money, who wouldn't be, you can download Crowd Play, our new partner for 2020, and play the game about the game. Follow the action and answer questions for a chance to win a share of $1,000 of prize pool. Your next chance to win is tomorrow, Sunday, at 4:30 p.m. Eastern when Arizona takes on Denver. Visit crowdplay.com for more information, and you can download the app on your cellular device. Give to Hart, right side. Ooh, popped it, but he picks up the first down, pays the price, and moves the chains.
Cain Vasquez coming up from that strong safety position and putting a pop on big Colin Hart there. He's been doing that when he's had the opportunity all game today. But here, again, Colin Hart gets past the line of scrimmage before he's touched for the first time, which has been indicative of play for them, not just today, but on this season for them when they're experiencing great wins in the running game. They're just so hard to bring down. It's what makes this team so great, is a running offense they've got.
Well, and just to go back to Mr. Mertex's comment about memorable experiences, here's one to the right side, and it's picked off. How memorable down there to the near side as the interception is made to give the ball back. It's Cameron Shaw, and that is his first interception, or second interception in his career. That's got to be memorable.
Right on cue, Andy. Memorable indeed. Good one there. Tulsa still playing defense. They've been an opportunistic defense in the red zone. They have prevented, I think that could be 21 points from going on the board on the Sparrows side of things. So they've done a really good job today considering the score is what it is.
Single back. They will throw out of it. The dump is out to the back, out of the backfield. I believe that's Robinson, who does pick up 6. What I was going to say, Benji, was, what would be memorable is winning money on the Crowd Play app in tomorrow's game. Nothing like winning money for pushing buttons on your phone. I mean, that's about as fun as it gets. Have you had the chance to play, Benji?
I've had the chance to play. It's definitely fun. It really adds to the experience. Looking forward to playing again tomorrow.
Should be an exciting one between Denver and Arizona, 2 really good teams this season. Handoff up the middle, no good to Robinson. Little surprising, Benji, we haven't seen Tulsa try and air it out this late in the game.
Yeah, I think that coming into the game today, most defenses, when they're playing Tulsa, they're told, or they're just watching out for Gabriel Manning, the damage he can do over the top. And today, Tulsa and the Sparrows have been fantastic. They have taken Gabriel Manning out of the game today.
Here is the throw. Nice toss across the middle. First down yardage to Hume. He has come up in a big way today, and now the hurry up. Down by 17. Nickens felt the pressure from behind him and unloaded to Robinson. Very veteran play.
Keeps the ball moving forward here. We're going to see if they can get this ball down the field quickly, maybe put another score on the
Here
board.
is the throw. Manning with the catch and out of bounds. That'll stop the clock for a moment and give them the chance to huddle up.
I think outside of one play across the middle today, a big first down conversion by Gabriel Manning in the first half. He's really been limited on the types of routes he's running. Deacon Nickens got picked off 3 times in the first half trying to go deep over the top to Manning, and the coverage was just there. So they've been really running him underneath and the second part of that first half, and today they really want to try and send him deep here soon.
3rd and 2, need to pick up a couple yards. Here is a deep shot down the right side. It's deflected away. They were going for Corey Jones, one of the first time we've called his names tonight.
Yeah, when they've been running these deep routes, they've always been to the left to Gabriel Manning. I think maybe they were hoping to catch the Sparrows napping on that play, going to the right side, seeing if they could get Corey Jones open down the field. Didn't quite work out. Great coverage again on defense by the Sparrows.
4th and 2, gotta have it. From the 47, they need to get to the 50. Here is Nickens, pumps once, checks down to Robinson. Robinson, 2-man coming, and he got there! Wow!
Yeah, that play was all Sonzo Robinson there. Deacon Nickens didn't help him out much with that pass. He had to go backwards before he could go forwards.
Snap again. Nickens to throw. Fires across the middle. Caught! First down yardage to the 33. Gabriel Manning with the catch.
Yeah, looking for him a little bit deeper down the field here.
Hurry up formation again now, under 4 minutes to play. Nickens, pressure coming, unloads outside, and that is dropped, and might be better for them because it does stop the clock.
That would have been a short gain if they've even able to reel that one in. 2nd and 10. They're enjoying some success here. Got a big reception by Gabriel Manning just a few plays earlier, so it's a 2nd and 10. Time is definitely not on their side at the moment. They need to attack now if they're going to have a chance to make this game interesting here in the last 4 minutes.
Gun bunch formation. They are going to run bump on the Sioux Falls side of the field. Here is Nickens. Pressure coming. Unloads to Robinson. And Robinson steps right out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate play. Maybe you would have liked to see Gabriel Manning, who eats bump and run coverage for breakfast there, on maybe a route, a hot route there to the outside. Would have been interesting to see what could have happened if Deacon Nickens could have lofted one up to him on the outside there.
5 wide on 3rd and 10. Definitely 4 down territory here this late in the game. Nickens, high snap, late blitz coming from Sioux Falls, going to take a shot, and that is almost picked off. That would have been something, as Terrell Davis would have just put an exclamation point on this game for Sioux Falls, but Tulsa lives to see 4th down.
Yeah, Terrell Davis has been, we've called his name several times today, does have a couple of interceptions. He's just played fantastic from his cornerback spot today for the Sioux Falls, and he's been really kind of had a big impact today on Gabriel Manning.
Kicker is on. I lied a little bit. Judah Dorgan will try and add this field goal. A week 3 signing, was 3 of 3 last week with a long of 53. Has missed 1 out of his 6 career kicks. This one is on the way, and it is good from 49. Dorgan nails it, and it'll be 17-31 to cut into the Sioux Falls lead. They did need a field goal at some point, Benji.
Yeah, they're going to need some luck here with down a couple of scores. We'll see what happens after the break.
Don't go anywhere. An onside kick, I have a feeling, is on the way. It's the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and we have an onside kick attempt. Dorgan bounces this one high, and it is corralled by Sioux Falls. Nice kick from a young kicker on the onside attempt. Actually, really solid. Bobby Carpenter ends up collecting it.
Good effort on the play there by special teams by Tulsa. They do have 3 timeouts, 3.5 minutes left to go here. There's still some game time, but the precedent here is going to be stopping Colin Hart, who you know is going to be getting the ball at this
Two
moment.
backs in the backfield. They have thrown out of this formation a little bit of a tight end swing. Instead, they go up the middle to Wells, and he is clobbered right there to make the play with Jaden Swift, just waiting on him.
Yeah, ate him up right there. Great play when you needed to have it by the big defensive tackle. 3 tackles on the game last week, and when you really needed a big stop right there, he provided. Good job by Jaden Swift on that tackle.
For Sioux Falls, gets the ball or the clock rolling, and that will help Sparrows as they look to close this one out. Their biggest enemy right now is the time that still sits on the board. They are outside of field goal range, so Tulsa with a stop, and they're going against the wind, so Tulsa with a stop would get the ball back in theory. Here's the give. Hart ran through one, cannot run past the second guy. He's losing yards. Kane Vasquez with a big tackle for loss.
Yeah, we've talked about how the first man doesn't tackle Colin Hart, and again, we see poor Cameron Shaw was Colin Hart's victim there at that deadly stiff arm. But the Tulsa defense swooped in quickly there to clean up that mess, to hold them to no gain, forces 3rd and 12. What's Tulsa going to do? If they're smart, they're just going to run the ball here and not make any mistakes, because we saw Tulsa take one to the house earlier in this half.
Bunch formation. They did throw the interception out of this formation last time. Tyree under center, 3rd and 12 here. This will probably be the last play before the 2-minute warning. Here's Tyree to throw, fires to this near side. Oh my gosh, it was almost taken away again, and that would have been something from the role player Lane Freeman. He definitely would have found himself a contract if he would have been able to corral that one.
Yeah, things would have gotten extremely interesting really fast right there if he could have brought that one in. But they did what they needed to do, forcing Sparrows to punt the ball here, and still with more than 2 minutes to go, so they'll have the luxury of maybe one play here before the 2-minute warning. They still have 3 full timeouts.
Max Moho on to try and pin Gabriel Manning, and this Tulsa offense deep snapback kick on the way. They're going to angle to this near side, and Manning will call for the fair catch at the 12-yard line. Nice punt from Moholt, and they'll get one play off before the 2-minute warning, Benji.
Yeah, you just want to see him get some positive yards here. You don't want to throw for the end zone here necessarily on this first down. But if the clock's going to stop for the 2-minute warning, it gives you the luxury of maybe looking for something deep and over the middle to try and get some positive yardage and another first down here with this play.
4 receivers wide, bump coverage. Manning here at the bottom of your screen, working against Davis. Here is the throw that is caught across the middle. A 9-yard pickup will take us to the 2-minute break. 31-17, Tulsa down by 14, but they have the ball. Don't go anywhere. Could be an exciting finish. Two minutes left here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. 90 degrees tonight. Wind moving from right to left across your screen at Deacon Nickens' back for these Desperados who find themselves down by 14, trying to climb back into this one late. 3-4 look out of the Sioux Falls Sparrows. Nickens will throw on the out route, caught and out of bounds. They're going to say he never stepped out of bounds. Now the booth will take a look at that. If he never stepped out of bounds, Benji, I have a feeling this will be overturned and they will stop the clock. I think he definitely went out after making the grab.
Yeah, it's hard to see. I think he's got a foot out of bounds right there. I think this one might be overturned. Definitely got out on that reception.
Interesting booth review. I don't know if I've ever seen a review. Okay, they will say that he did not, or did. Are they going to say he didn't get the catch? I'm a little confused here because the thought was that he made the catch and then they were ruling whether he was in or out. They're going to rule that he didn't catch the ball and get 2 feet in bounds, and I don't agree with that.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Can we review that review? Is that possible?
Yeah, let me throw my red flag from here in the booth and see what they do. 4 wide here for Nickens. Bump coverage. Nickens going to take a shot wide open off this right-hand side of the 28.
Great route and catch when you needed to have it there.
Hume with the catch. And they're going to go again here from the 28. Pressure coming. Nickens fires off his back. What a throw from Deacon Nickens to Gabriel Manning. It does not get more backyard football than that.
The big quarterback evades the rusher here. You don't see in this frame, but he evades the end just enough time to step out and make that bullet pass to Gabriel Manning. That was a great play by Deacon Nickens to avoid that sack and complete that ball. All 6'6" of him showed up on that play for Tulsa.
They burn their first timeout there. They will be down to 2. So the clock will only stop twice more from Tulsa's hands. 3 wide here at their own 49-yard line. Dump out Robinson right side. Robinson threw 1, and he will pick up 7, and they will go back to hurry up.
And not the play call you want to see is swing out on the right-hand side when the clock is your enemy here. They need to go down the field now. They do have Gabriel Manning here on the bottom of your screen.
Nickens going to take his time. Now takes the snap. 5-step drop. Dumps out Robinson off this left-hand side. Robinson first down and out of bounds. That will stop the clock.
Yeah, that's a good thing about that play there that he's able to get out of bounds. Those swing passes, I mean, they're taking what the defense gives you right there. I think on the last play they did have Gabriel Manning double teamed, so you weren't going to throw that ball in there at that moment. They took what the defense gave you, sets up the first down, stops the clock, which is the most important thing, and preserves those 2 timeouts here as they're on about the 40-yard line moving in.
First and 10, minute 13 left in this ball game. Sioux Falls watching the clock closely. Toss out here to Robinson. They got to get rid of that, Benji.
Yeah, absolutely. That's 3 in a row. You can't do that when the game's on the line. You're down 2 scores. You got to go deep.
Here is Nickens. Fires open. Manning, first down to the 20.
Perfect. And I'm just not sure why they aren't looking for their talented wide receivers down the field on every play at this point. Got to chuck the ball deep.
Short drop. Pressure coming. Nickens sacked.
Tried to evade the pressure there, but it was just too much. Big number 90, James Kelly gets in there and sacks the quarterback.
Here's the throw. Nickens out to Robinson. Gets back the yardage. He was sacked, but tackled inbounds. Nice tackle there on the defensive side by Davis to bring him down inbounds, and Tulsa has to burn another timeout.
Yeah, just interesting decision there by Deacon Nickens on that play. You know, why not just throw the ball away, stop the clock, and instead now you toss the ball to your playmaker, but Sonzo Robinson could not get out of bounds. They have to burn the timeout.
5 receivers wide. Nickens in the gun. Here is the throw. Nickens floater, and that is intercepted! Picked off at the goal line to finish this one out. Jay Ringgold puts an exclamation point on Sioux Falls' domination.
Another interception. This time, Deacon Nickens did what he had to do. He's going deep and is looking for Gabriel Manning, but just outstanding coverage by the Sparrows. They have provided fantastic coverage all game long, and Gabriel Manning, aside from the success Gabriel Manning's had here at the end of this game in this fourth quarter, they have, in the most part, just bottled him up today.
More SFL action coming. Don't go anywhere. There's action tomorrow starting at 12:30 Eastern. More action tonight on the SFL's Twitch and YouTube pages, Houston and Portland, London and Atlanta. And then starting tomorrow, Mexico City heads to Vancouver for an international bout at 12:30 Eastern right here on 11 Sports and for the fans. We also want to thank Cameron Irvine for producing tonight's game, Tom Rahman and Rochelle Colston for running the stats truck for us, It has been quite the game back and forth. Tulsa hung around the whole time, Benji, and just could not come back. They ran out of clock.
Yeah, clock was their enemy in this game, and they just started so slow. Those turnovers in the first quarter were so costly, and they found themselves down at the wrong end of a big deficit to start this game, and they just couldn't catch back up, couldn't get on track and play their game today here in Sioux Falls.
Deacon Nickens, 28 of 42 for 175 yards, no touchdowns, 4 picks. Julian Tyree, 25 of 34, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. So neither quarterback playing superb. Both running backs nearing 100 yards. Robinson, 11 carries for 94. Colin Hart, 22 carries for 118. Wells had 10 carries for 26 on his own. And when you look at the time of possession, I think that is the biggest, highlighted mark on this game.
Sioux Falls Sparrows, this is what they do. They play solid defense. They turn the ball back over to their offense, and this offense just chews clock. The time of possession today is very indicative of that. They had the running game going today. Big Colin Hart led the way. Jalen Wells from that fullback spot. They just couldn't be stopped, and that's why you see that difference there in that time of possession. Tulsa just could not get Sioux Falls off the field, and that was one of the keys of the game early on for Tulsa. On defense, they had to get Sioux Falls off the field, or at least force them into passing situations. But then again, Julian Tyree had a great day today, 25 of 34, as you mentioned before, for 250 yards. It's like when they needed him today, they went to him and they let him throw the ball, put the ball in his hands, and he delivered. It did have a few interceptions today, but for the large part, I thought they got a great game out of Julian Tyree and his receivers. A.J. Warren, Gunnar Lewis, Noe Tarasa, Stephen Al, Dillapre making up for his 2-fumble game last week. Just a great game on offense all around for Sioux Falls. They should have put this game away maybe a bit sooner. Let Tulsa hang around for a little bit, but it was a well-played game. They really bounced back today in Sioux Falls.
Great coverage on Manning and great play against Nickens today as they shut down this aerial attack of the Tulsa Desperados, really forcing them to be a little uncomfortable today. Player of the game for the Sioux Falls Sparrows, Colin Hart. And I think that's well-deserved, Benji.
Yeah, he was the key. He was their heart today. Colin Hart was the heart of this team. They gave him the ball often, and he delivered. Great pace of play by the Sparrows and Colin Hart. Congratulations on the victory.
For the Simulation Football League, I'm Andy Hamilton along with Benji Matson. This week's Week 6 action is done, but more continues tomorrow right here on 11 Sports and For the Fans at 12:30 Eastern. And if you're looking for more football tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern on the SFL's YouTube and Twitch pages. For all of us here, we want to thank you for joining us. Have a great night and drive home safe.